Govardhan Mahotsav ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So I'm very grateful to be amongst all of you this evening after a pretty long time. I think about 10 years ago, I don't remember Mataji when I was here. 2000.
Yeah, it's
11, 12.
almost, yeah, because 2019 was COVID. That's almost 6 years ago. It was before that, probably 10, 12 years ago.
I think it was before 2015, so it should be 2012 or 13, something like 11, 12. Almost 14 years,
Yeah.
like a vanvas. So, it's amazing how time flies. And I don't know, I just see a couple of familiar faces like Mataji, she's there here, Dulari Mataji and Jagannath Prabhu and others I don't think so we have met earlier. Maybe I've seen you somewhere. Yes, in Bloomington, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Others pretty, I'm new to you, you are new to me. So, I'm not used to, I respect my obeisances to your efforts to welcome me. I'm not used to, oh Prabhu, I know you are something. But I'm not used to this kind of honor and welcome. It makes me very nervous. I feel that I should disappear, make a U-turn and go. So I told Prabhu that I know you as a leader may be honoring many others like this, but please don't do that for me, or otherwise I'll not come. So I respect all of your sentiment for sure. Because I'm just like one amongst all of you. He put it very well. I've been like just a brother. And I prefer that way. Do you feel that I came like a guru? Coming Ashirwad? That's not my personality also. And I prefer to remain like this. Because too much of honor and respect, it's not about the philosophical part. It also robs you of so many naturally growing relationships. And incidentally, while all the way from Bloomington till here, 40-45 minutes, we were spontaneously just discussing about this. That we all try to amplify our material things in our life to make ourselves comfortable, then luxurious, and then we keep expanding and filling it. We want to make our home as Vaikuntha, right? At least in the external sense, richness, luxuries, facilities. Even if there is no Vishnu, but at least we want the external part in place. We try to make that. And we also, now this applies to only Bhakta, devotees who understand this, those who are following Bhagavatam or reading. If you are an aspirant of the rasa of bhakti, then, and specifically as it is spoken in the Bhagavatam, the Gaudiya rasas and all of that, you should know very clearly that the Lord left Vaikuntha because he was tired of opulence, respect, fame and position. So if you think that making Vaikuntha is making yourself externally Vaikuntha and then you will just bring deities in your house and you say, now this way. He left Vaikuntha just to be in a small village of Vrindavan, to be amongst people where he can be reciprocated with normalcy, not with position and power. Aishwarya Shithila Prema, Chaitanya Charitamrita speaks that when you have Aishwarya or position, wealth beyond certain level, it will suppress love in all aspects. the love towards your friend will get suppressed. Like when Krishna became whatever established in Dwarka, suddenly Sudama, although they were very good friends, Sudama had that hesitation in his heart. It was not that Krishna put that hesitation. Sudama himself had, oh, how do I meet my friend? Now so he's a very big man, such a high profile person, palaces and queens, and I'm just like ordinary. So sometimes you may not intend, but just your position gets, it robs you of the true essential rasa in which the Atma or the soul is made of. We are actually not made for respect and honor. Actually speaking, of course, in the conditioned state, we do want some respect and honor. People take us seriously. All that is there, but we are not made for it, and that is only there for some time. There are too many people in this world currently, right now, and those who have been since Satyuga, who have had an immeasurable amount of wealth, property, influence on this planet Earth. If you go to Satyuga, then you had personalities who were controlling heavenly planetary systems also, like Hiranyakashipu, and so it was not interplanetary control, which we are also trying now, right? Moon and Mars and all that. It's the same thing actually. It is exactly the same thing. But despite all of that, every one of that wants a home, a place, someone whom they can be normal with. What does that mean? Respect and honor is okay, but not at the cost of love. When it comes at the cost of love, it suffocates. This is why even today many rich, famous people, they resort to drugs or some other things to keep themselves just sane. It's not an easy thing to handle. Not for ordinary living beings, also not for Vaikuntapati. Of course, he does not get affected like we get affected, but he wants someone to just reciprocate. And this is the very purpose why Krishna avatar, Ram avatar, especially these two incarnations, these are not to establish the glory of God from the sense of Narayan and the controller. They came to establish the glory of the Lord with reciprocation, with bhav, with feelings. We all are seeking madness of some form. If the madness does not get channelized in the right direction, to the right person, for the right purpose, then you have all these material madnesses which we all have. The unending desires to accomplish something externally. It's unending. It will never, no matter what you attain, you will just be back to square one. Till that person and that object is not attained. This is the very principle of Krishna avatar. Krishna being born in Vrindavan, Krishna reciprocating, doing all these wonderful pastimes. There is no other reason, no other purpose. In fact, just to highlight this, I'm just going back to our conversation while on the road. I was just sharing. Even mundane affection and attraction between a boy and girl, it steals the mind and intelligence of those two individuals. Imagine, they have met 2 days before, 2 weeks before, 2 months before. And that their minds can nullify 25-year-old relationships within a jiffy. Everyone, the whole world becomes secondary. I think Pranvallabh Prabhu, we were also discussing the same principle a couple of days ago. The whole world becomes secondary. Just imagine. 20 years, 25 years, somebody has paid for your education, for your clothes, done so many things, been with all your ups and downs, and that person vanishes. All that space is occupied by that another person whom you are fascinated of. It's not that that person is so great, which everyone knows. In Mumbai, where I have spent most of my life. There is a slang kind of a phrase which they use. All of you understand Hindi? Okay, don't mind my phrase. थोड़ा सा वो मुंबई स्टाइल. दिल आया गधी पे तो परी क्या चीज है? मतलब, if you are fascinated with someone, she may look or he may look like a donkey to the rest of the world, someone who does not have a good voice or face, but for you, it is everything. Your reasoning goes for a toss. This is not the power of that individual. Because time and again it has proved that after 2 years, 3 years, maybe sometimes that magical element disappears. All of it. But then what was it? It is your own need. It is our need. We want someone whom we can be mad after. We want someone whom we can be mad for, and because we cannot fulfill that urge, we try to fill with all the dry things of this world, of honor and prestige and designations and whatever, position and stuff. It's just to fulfill that. But if you get that object by Krishna's grace, if you are fortunate, or that object means this object only, the other thing can become very devastating. Even he will become devastating only. He is not going to leave anything normal. But it is a worthy devastation. We all are looking for that madness. We all are. And when you read Bhagavatam, it begins just like that. Imagine the first line of Bhagavatam, the first verse, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It begins with that. Where the establishment of the truth is towards the conclusion of Gita. Bhagavatam starts by the conclusion itself, not the philosophy. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The first, this is one of the very beautiful chapters which actually the first chapter also is so amazing. Then second chapter about divinity and devotional service. So nice. It is how someone who has experienced Krishna, even into the slightest of it, what kind of statements he speaks. Bhagavatam is spoken by Shukdev Goswami, who is an impersonalist, that way. He is not like one of the gopis, he is not the sakhas, he is a Vedantist who understands the structure of philosophy, the structure of truth, all the structure of rasa and bhava and everything. He is that kind of person. But when he understands little bit about Krishna, what are the emotions which are going in his heart? See, I'll just read this beautiful verse. You can all follow, repeat after me. Vasudeva Paraveda,
Vasudeva Paraveda,
Vasudeva Paramakhaha,
Vasudeva Paramakhaha,
Vasudeva Parayoga,
Vasudeva Parayoga,
Vasudeva Parahakriyaha,
Vasudeva Parakriya,
Vasudeva Paramjnanam,
Vasudeva Paramjnanam,
Vasudeva Paramtapaha,
Vasudeva Paramtapaha,
Vasudeva Parodharmo,
Vasudeva Parodharmo,
Vasudeva Paragatihi.
Vasudeva Paragatihi.
It's such a simple verse. I think most of you will have understood. So still I'll read the translation. In the revealed scriptures, the ultimate object of knowledge is Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. The purpose of performing sacrifice is to please him. He is the Paraveda, Paramakha. Yoga is for realizing him. All fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by him only. He is the supreme knowledge and all severe austerities are performed to know him. Dharma is rendering devotional service, loving service unto him. He is the supreme goal of life. Imagine all kinds of activities, all gradation of activities which we as human beings can do has been now linked only to one person. Like we may think that, okay, I want to perform devotional service, but this is also important, that is important. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, everyone goes through this phase. Krishna is not a reference in our life. Our life is only the reference itself, and we want Krishna as a support to our life. We cannot see the other way around. So we do bhakti because if Krishna's presence is there, then my life is stable. If Krishna's presence is there, my kids are stable. If Krishna's presence is there, my relationships are stable. My job is stable. If Krishna's presence is there, my mind is stable. Right? So it is all about my things should be stable, and Krishna is the element which will stabilize it. It's not always, it always begins like that. But this verse, see, these are the early discussions in the Srimad Bhagavatam itself. Vasudeva Paraveda, Paramakha, Parayoga, Parakriya. Do any karma, it is for him. It's ultimately for him. Any yajna ultimately for him. And till it does not become ultimately for him, there won't be a true satisfaction and joy in one's life. It is absolutely impossible. No, not a single character in the entire Vedic literature has proved otherwise. So we expecting anything reverse to happen is the most illogical thing we can do. Otherwise, there was no meaning to the childhood pastimes of Krishna, to other pastimes. The greatest of sages, munis, yogis, and the greatest of the devotees, when Krishna was born in Vrindavan, who were the people who came to take darshan? All the devatas came, all the rishis and munis came. Those who had understood him to be Narayan and Vishnu, a person who does not tolerate nonsense and who does not indulge with nonsense. Means unless and until you have a serious problem, and then you have to reach to that level that you have that much sadhana that you can knock his door. Till that time, filters are too intense to reach Vishnu. He is not interested. Till that time, there are all sorts of people to handle your queries. That is Vishnu. Now, when he appears here, everybody is wondering. Because Krishna, Vishnu, when first he met the Devatas at the Kshir Sagar, that I'll be born soon, he did not tell them exactly when he is going to appear. Why should he? He's not exactly obliged. But he said that, in English they said, I need to know basis. To the Devatas he said, you all now take positions in the wombs of all the Brajvasis who are going to come. I am soon going to appear now. When is that soon? Nobody knows. Some of them took that position 80 years before he appeared. Somewhere 60 years before, somewhere 10 years before, like that. He did not reveal when. Except for now his most close people in Golok, they knew, because they are day to day involved. So wherever he goes, they will just appear. So they were the only time, the gopis and the sakhas immediately, the younger gopis, they only appeared 1 or 2 days aage piche, and baki everyone was off time, need to know basis. But only when the Akashvani took place, the voice from the sky, that soon Devaki's 8th child will be born, who will be the cause. So everyone then, at least the Rishi Munis and Devatas, they put the equations together. Oh yeah, he had told he's soon going to come. And now this is in the context of killing Kamsa, and we had put the petition to, therefore, Devaki's 8th child. Still, now when is that going to happen? Nobody knows. So devotees did not know that Devaki's eighth child is going to be this. Devatas knew that Devaki's eighth child is going to be this, but when they did not know. So everyone need to know basis. Krishna appears amidst great challenge, great difficulty. Lot of learning through that also. Many times we feel that because we feel entitled after taking shelter of Krishna. In what sense? That now because I have taken shelter of Krishna, my life should become peaceful and happy. And whose responsibility is that? It is his responsibility to see. Why I am coming, right? Bhakti. I am doing seva. I am doing 2 kgs of rice cooking, 10 puris, 2 laddus. I spent $20 or $50, maybe $100. We have that sense of entitlement. Now that I am engaged in devotional service, it is Krishna's responsibility to give peace. I also always used to feel like that. When we used to first go to the temple, going to college and then traveling 1.5 hours in Mumbai, if anybody is from Mumbai here, okay, you know how the local trains and traffic is. Huh? So we used to literally travel almost 2 hours to reach to the temple for a 1 hour lecture. And then 2 hours all the way back. This is just traveling 4 or 5 hours for a 1 hour lecture. And there was so much joy which we would get in listening, taking prasad and amongst devotees. We were never honored as much in the outside world as we were flattered in ISKCON. Suddenly we became the Prabhus and the Matajis. And Pranam. So, itna honor to kabhi. Nobody honors you like that. So that in the initial days it becomes like magical. Oh my God. And sometimes you take yourself literally seriously. Yeah, I'm changing. Everyone is recognizing the divinity within me. Good, they are now getting mature. I need to tell my parents that they don't understand. My friends don't understand, but these devotees, they truly have a proper vision. They are able to see my greatness. And then, that becomes the definition of growth, which is okay for some time. But when you see the lives of devotees, Krishna has never appeared in convenience. Right? There has not been a single avatar which has come that, oh, all of you are having great time, I want to join. I am missing out on the celebration. Krishna has always appeared in the womb of chaos. Every single avatar, almost every single avatar. There was such a big chaos in Ayodhya because of not rains happening, and then the Rishi was brought and the yajna happened and the prasad came and the 4 Ram, Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrugna, they appeared. Nursing avatar. He didn't appear because Prahlad is so cute. He only appeared because of nursing Hiranyakashipu. If Hiranyakashipu did not harass Prahlad, probably we would not have that avatar. Krishna would have released in some other way. Rishis are doing tapasya for millions of years. There is no problem. The only problem is that Rishis have the ability to destroy the Rakshasas by their power, so he does not appear. Now Prahlad did not have that mystical power. So Vishnu thought that I must protect my dear devotee. Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, Vaman avatar, none of them have appeared like that. So one thing you should understand, if you truly want to get into the if you want your consciousness to be aise within the Bhagavatam, then always understand that whenever there is chaos in life, that is an opportunity to give birth to Krishna. Because he always appears in chaos. Don't think that because there is chaos, that means I am bereft of Krishna. No. You were never with Krishna that way. You were enjoying the process of Krishna consciousness. That is different. But the true experience of God is not limited to just kathas and kirtan. Just about 2 weeks ago, I was in New York speaking with some devotees. And we came in this discussion and they were saying, ki, we were incidentally discussing the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We all enjoyed that discussion. So oh, it's so deep, it's so nice. Now we are understanding. It's amazing. I said, no, this is just a schooling. You don't understand about being a great soldier in the training ground. Only when you get into the battlefield to fight the war, then you know your actual skills. And during the skills, can you remember Krishna? What an inconvenient situation Arjuna had to go through. You are saying, Krishna said, you are my bhakta and my devotee, right? You are my devotee. And you also said that you love me. Let us test in this chaos. When you are able to do that, then actually Krishna takes birth in your mind, in your hearts, in your consciousness, in your life. If you feel that inconvenience and chaos is robbing you of the joy of spirituality, then you have never been spiritual at all. All you have been is just religious. Prabhupada speaks very nicely in the Bhagavad Gita about, it's in the 17th chapter about categories of experiences. So there is happiness in the mode of goodness, happiness in mode of passion, and happiness in ignorance. Happiness in mode of goodness means like this: come together, hear Krishna Katha, have prasad, go. But the true anartha nivritti may not be happening. Anartha nivritti means purely the desire for profit, adoration, distinction, wanting to be respected, money, power, things. Those are the only things, right, which trap us. If there is no change happening at that level, that means all our Krishna consciousness is at a very superficial level. We haven't been able to pull Krishna at the center of our lives. Our object of madness has not yet been defined properly. So, whenever there is chaos, especially for devotees, chaos in whichever way, in your individual lives, in your extended families or whatever, wherever, devotee circle, you should understand that, oh, Krishna is now giving me an opportunity to take shelter within this chaos. I have to test myself. And those who are able to do it, then Krishna starts performing the actual pastimes with those set of devotees. Just like those, he was born in Vrindavan, all the chaos, going to Gokul, all of that, and then Putana and everyone. When Krishna was born, before he was born, Gokul was a very peaceful place. For Kamsa, it was like some villagers were sending milk and curd timely, very nice, organic A2, ahimsa milk, whatever you call here now. So all those things are coming. The moment Krishna was born, all the things started happening. Not a single Brajvasi felt that this boy is a jinx to the village. After he's born, all these problems have come. People do feel like that, right? When you buy a home and suddenly problems start, you don't think that it is my karma, you feel that home is the problem. Then you feel directions are problem. Right, left. You start feeling the sun is rising from that is a problem. So our tendency is to put the blame to structures, to planets, all the Prakriti. But my karma is pure. I should never have problem. How many of us we think like that in the first place? We always, the first instinct is, after we came here, these problems are started. Then immediately change the mood. Do you believe that you would have a problem which is not part of your karma? Is it possible? It's not. With the greatest of the Vastu science, which we have, still look at the chaos which the country is in, India especially. And those non-Vastu compliant structures are really building power since last 300 years. And influence and so many other things. Of course, I'm not saying Vastu, astrology, everything has its importance, no doubt. But not as much as your karma. So that is a speciality of Vrindavan as a place. Very religious and very karma-kand people they were. But they did not blame Krishna. Just think about it. This little kid, he gets stolen by Putana. Putana dies is okay. That's fine. And that was a one-off incident for the first time. Everything was peaceful. Suddenly one thing happened and our child got stolen, one of the child. But then, when you read the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, immediately Shakatasur, the next person in line. And then again and again demons keep coming. Then the Gwal, the Sakhas are going with Krishna and there is conflict. Even when the beautiful story of Krishna kicking that Shakatasur cart, the young Gopas and the Gopis were there, small, because they were all seeing a baby Krishna. See, this I find very mystical and mysterious, that if you have a 4 or 5 month old baby who is cranky and crying, that person somehow knows that you are a senior and it's a baby. Next to that 5 or 6 month baby, put a 2 month baby. The 6 month baby will look at the 2 month as if, kaun bacha hai? Have you noticed that? Even kids understand that this person is younger and smaller. He doesn't, why is he behaving like this? So 2-3-year-old small children who were just playing, when they saw this baby Krishna in cradle, they came there to play with him. Oh, he's a small kid and toy like. And suddenly, after some time, then Krishna kicks that Shaktasur. Some of them saw that. And they said, no, it was this person who kicked. Nobody could believe. Again and again, wherever there is Krishna, every day as he grew, there would be something. One demon came, forest fire happened, this happened, that happened. Any parent would feel, well, you don't go with this person. Because whenever you go, there is some story which is happening. We are not blaming that this person is bad, but with him something happens, you don't go. Wouldn't you do that? 100% you would do that. Any caring mother would do that. Wherever this guy is, something is happening. And these are not some things. Like Aghasur is not something. Kalya is not something. They are really fatal things. Deadly things happen. But they did not give up their faith in Krishna somehow. Either Krishna had captured their mind and intelligences so much that they just could not do anything when Krishna would speak. But for us sadhakas, we should understand, even when he was in his cutest phase as a child, he was always surrounded with conflicts and chaos. And still the devotees relished the best of his personality because they did not give up on him. If they would have given up on him, one thing would have happened. You would have got freedom from the Rakshasas. You would have got freedom from Kamsa and his influence. Your life will become peaceful. But then the dynamism of life, the madness, the memories would not be. Most of the memories which we have in life are only through those moments, right? Where we really struggled hard to put up a festival or program. That's where the memories are made. Memories only are made in sacrifices. There is not a single memory in conveniences. People forget that. Memories through the trouble, through the sacrifice. And if you come out good, then that you glorify that struggle. So you know how many years we struggle. You talk after 20 years. We remember, even today, we remember the early days when we started our programs 30 years ago, doing some small Janmashtami program, calling 600 people. You know how we would invite them? There were no telephones those days. Very few had telephone lines 30 years ago. And of course, we would buy a postcard of 10 paise and then write handwritten about 1200, 1500 letters. Dear so and so, we have Janmashtami happening on 20th of August 1997, whatever date it was, 1995-97. You are invited, and that letter we would post in the month of June, May or June, 3 months before. Why? Because we would give notice well in advance. And you know, on the day, how many would turn up? More than the letters which we posted. People remembered, oh, there is Janmashtami going to happen in this particular hall. It was not even a temple when we were doing something. I'm just giving my personal experience. Now, 1 month, if you send a message 1 month before, people forget. Then we have a whole Instagram team, social media team of our temple, who decides. And there is a designing team, and there is a timeline. This has to come on Monday, Wednesday, this shoots, the editorial part, this, the reel maker, and then shoot. And then there's a marketing final guy who is managing the market. Now this is done so many times, we send message 1 day before. Yes, the day has come, countdown, 10 days, 20 days, 5 days, 2 days, 1 day. And then when they come, you're like, oh, please, please, please come. We don't appreciate this thing. I don't even remember how we have invited devotees last 15 years after the advent of technology. But I remember how we have invited with those letters. And I think till I die, I'll remember that. You meet Prabhupada disciples, they remember how the earlier preaching happened with great amount of struggle. So, memories and experiences are always built where there is sacrifice, where there is effort. It is not built on conveniences. So if you want genuine experiences in life, even if you want to live purely a mundane life, you are not interested in spirituality. If you want to make your life enriched, there must be some kind of sangharsh, some struggle, some endeavor. If that does not happen, your life will never be enriched. If you are sitting on the sofa and someone just gives you the best of the gadgets and entertainment and home theater, you will still be depressed. And the guy who is working for building the home theater, who does not see the movie, to make the sofa, he's still more happy. But the guy who is at the receiving end, Bhoktaram, I am the one for whom everybody should, he never gets that experience, despite being thrilled and entertained. And I hope, and I think some of you have experienced these things, right? If these things don't work in the material world, it does not even work in the spiritual aspects also. Krishna wants to see how the devotee is trying to reach to him. The joy is in that journey itself. The final thing is just like, oh, we met and you embrace and then it's all done. But that entire journey of how you stealthily met each other, how you reached out, how you contacted each other, like in a loving affair. In our days, the love were like that. Here, when you loved someone, you had to go through the channels of some friends to pass on some message because they did not now. Today, it's just a tapping on a phone. And now you don't even have to tap things. There is a direct icon, love, heart. You don't need to say I love you. At least you're putting a heart. Then someone say 2 hearts. Then 3 hearts. So you just tap, 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 tap. The endeavor is becoming slower, lower and lower, and there is no value to that. Then they'll say, but कुछ तो बोलो. रंग बिरंगा पूरा दिल दे दिया. बोलना क्या है? रूखा सूखा white and black and white में I love you. Right? No, this is real. It only reflects that if wherever there is an endeavor, that's where the feeling is. Wherever there is effort, that is where the feeling is. It is not in the conveniences. You will never experience Krishna like that. So Prabhupada used to say sometimes that we want taps, not buckets. Buckets means keep pouring on me. And so I am the receiver. Keep pouring on me. No, be a tap, a giver. When you are a giver, that is where you will receive automatically. You will not have. You are a giver. So you are always wet, the tap. Bucket will come and go because it has only a limit to fill. But the tap can fill hundreds of buckets. But if you say, is the tap bigger than the bucket? No, the taps appear so small, but it is always enriched with that flow. There is a flow, there is no stagnancy. Experiences are always where there is an endeavor and there is an effort. So that effort can be through your sadhana, can be through your service, through all the other elements of devotional service. If that is not happening, then no matter what other keep putting tap on you, you will never get an experience. So that's the first part of what we understand. So the Brajvasis, they never gave up on the shelter of Krishna. As Krishna grew, he wanted to test how much, okay, as long as I was young and cute, so everybody will still listen and ignore all your things. But he wanted to test whether these people can intellectually also agree to what I say. So just to test that, one time on this very special occasion of an event where all the Brajvasis would honor the rain god as a tradition, being grateful. Very good tradition. It is not a bad tradition which it was. Being grateful for whatever you are getting. So in that annual festival, they had decided to do a grand puja. Because of the timely rains, they have crops, because of which you have nice grass, nice vegetation, the cows eat their grass, milk. The economy was all milk based, cow based. So when Krishna saw that, he decided to test the mind, the intelligence, the faith of all the Brajvasis. So he came in that assembly of all the seniors. Imagine a small little 7-year-old boy who comes there. And he tells, like we all are discussing, all of you are discussing, how to celebrate Govardhan Puja or Janmashtami, Rath Yatra. And then you have a small 7-year-old kid. Is there 7-year-old now here? Nobody, no? What's your age? 10. Oh, okay. Need somebody. 10. They are senior to Krishna. We need younger one. So such a young boy, and he comes in the, typically it was a meeting about how to organize this big grand festival where the whole village is, the villages are putting all their vegetation, their economy at stake in the worship. This small little boy comes and he says, I have an idea. The first reaction is, okay, chalo, I have 2 minutes, bachche ka sun lo. Fatafat. And he starts giving the logic. And actually, why are we worshipping Indra? As parents, you will also feel, we have to defend our family tradition by giving logic and present to our child. Every parent feels like that. many people come to Krishna consciousness only after children. Because before children are born, they feel that they don't need God in their lives. Once children are born, they get so scared कि भाई करना क्या है? And then when you see that after 3-4 months, 6 months, this guy is showing some kind of tendencies that I am also something myself. Don't boss over me. तो तुरंत parents आ जाते हैं मंदिर में, सत्संग में. And most of our growth of ISKCON programs are only because of child programs. Parents say कि मैं तो सुलझा हुआ हूँ, समझता हूँ, मैं सब थोड़ा बच्चों को समझाता हूँ, इसलिए बच्चों को भेजते हैं. And our strategy is also clear. Do children program. Parents will keep coming. और उस बहाने इनडायरेक्टली सुन के कभी वो सुधर जाएंगे. लेकिन हम पेरेंट्स को बोल नहीं सकते कि तुम ही मूर्ख हो. ये तो बेचारा पवित्र है, अभी तक दूषित हुआ नहीं है. That's a reality. So anyways, they thought, oh, we have to teach the family tradition. So all of them started teaching family tradition to Krishna. How things are happening this way, that way. You know, Indra provides rain, rain does this. All that logic is being given. And Krishna is listening to all of this logic. None of them know. See, all the devatas and the rishi munis, they are just thinking, they are saying, ye dekho, aage bade. All the wise people, they are thinking that they are going to teach dharma to this boy who actually is Narayan. Who is what? His param jnana, his param tapa, his paro dharmo. All forms of your education is to understand him. All form of your activity, charity, param akhaha, the yajna, that is for him.